Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. This is kicking off right now. Apparently, Purifier is equal to Purri, so we're going to be seeing EDL number 8 final, Purri versus Syanid, kicking off right here, right now on DM1. Going to be following Syanid out of the gate here, getting Super Shotgun spawn, moving very quickly over to the Mega Health room, making sure that that chain gun is going to be the first point of contention. It looks like Purri will be the first guy over to it though, and Purri, Syanid is caught without any real weapons. That was a ballsy rush, really aggressive play from the Super Shotgun spawn in order to try and be first to the chain gun, but Purri came out on top of that, and now he's ducking right back on down in order to get a railgun, wasting no time whatsoever, and he does have a few more seconds to get back to the Mega Room and be there for the next spawn of yellow armor. For those of you not familiar with Quake 2, armor spawn 20 seconds, weapon spawn 30, and that actually makes that chain gun the really important item in the Mega Room. You can see what Purri did in order to get first blood there. The chain was just able to rip Syanid apart, having no armor. Again, very aggressive play from Syanid, but I cannot completely fault him. It's one frag, and on DM1, it's all about getting that control, and sometimes you just have to do those ballsy gung-ho things just in an attempt to get that control. But Purri, now in control of the Mega Room, does have a rail, so now he's really well stacked up, really well ready to just kind of sit and be happy with that one frag. And let nobody be swayed into thinking that Quake 2 DM1 is a camping game. It's all about keeping control of the room, listening for your opponent is coming from, and, well, we'll see what Syanid's working with. He has not managed to get himself that arena yellow. He's simply working with 50 jacket armor, and now he's really just trying to go ninja, go a little quiet, and be very cautious. Rocket launcher is going to be the big tool for him to open up that Mega Room, get in the initial damage, and get it. And you can see him just going really sneaky to get rocket launcher. And again, going silent. But that chain is going to be coming out. Syanid's going to get a rocket off, but Purri is just going to be chaining him right into the floor. And that's going to be frag number 2. Purri dropping down to the water arena in order to grab that rocket launcher. And now he's going to be sitting back up at the Mega Room. And with railgun in hand, he's going to be on the lookout to see if he can get a freebie shot off on Syanid. Now, this is the first map of 5. DM1 is definitely going to be the most cat and mouse of them, but we are going to also be seeing a couple of the ZTN2 maps as well as Power Trip and D5 potentially. But Purri is already 2 frags up, and apparently these are 15-minute matches, so DM1, you can see why Purri is kind of playing this slower, not being really aggressive here, and Syanid is definitely taking his time in order to get that stack. The extra 5 minutes, especially on DM1, can really change the pace of the match, and you can already see that here. Purri now dropping down from lift because he sees Syanid trapped down at lower rocket launcher, so he sees an opportunity to catch Purri there without an opportunity for any retaliation besides maybe a rocket. So he dives in, goes in for the kill, makes 3rd frag. And on a map like DM1, if Syanid was rushing in here, we'd already be seeing a much wider score, but as it stands, Syanid has not gotten on the board yet, but he's not giving too much away either. Just a few times Purri's been able to catch him in disadvantageous areas and just push that to his advantage. But we do hear arena yellow picked up by Syanid. Syanid heading back over to lower rocket launcher, coming up the lift. Purri with that rail. He's going to be able to, perhaps, depending on the angle and depending on the situation, he's going to be the guy getting the first word with a lot of these fights. And he knows it, and he's ready up and set on top of the lift. But now he's venturing a little bit, going silent, and it looks like, he's thinking, okay, Syanid's going to try to be really sneaky and try to get into the Mega Room this way, and he does get in, but Purri's right behind him with a full bout of chain, jumping right over those rockets as if they were nothing, and netting frag number 4. But Purri's playing this very interestingly. I mean, he's not just holding up at Mega Room. He does things so that he can time it so that he can be back to the Mega Room before armor, before chain spawns back up. And he's definitely catching Syanid in places where Syanid is assuming, okay, Purri's going to be at Mega, that's where I'm going to be making my attack. But Purri is just constantly changing up the situation. And with that backpack giving him a maximum capacity of 300 bullets, Purri really has a lot of opportunity to do a lot of initial damage here. Syanid drops down to Arena Yellow. Purri knows exactly where he is. Purri catches sight of Cyanid's foot as he exits on the top there. Syanid throws out a rocket, and those spam rockets have not been catching Purri off guard here. And really, in DM1, when it comes to taking control of the Mega Room, you know, getting that one rocket in your opponent's face when he's not expecting it, that can give everything over to you. Because there is no red armor, there's only the 2 yellows, and so a couple of rockets are really going to be taking a lot of your opponent's stack away. But again, it's all about the geometry here. 5 on 0, 9 minutes 30 seconds left on the clock. Hurry up on top of the Mega Box. It'll be coming up in a few seconds. There it is. And again, Purri's just working the angles as much as he can. He's not getting a lot of hits in, but he's keeping Syanid in a place where he can't really do a lot of damage to him. Syanid up on top of the yellow armor crate is going to be throwing out a few rockets. Purri gets a lot of his stack knocked off, but the damage is done by Purri. He uses all of his bullets in the meantime, but he lands at 6 frags. So I'm going to be taking a look at Syanid and seeing, okay, what's going on in his head. He knows the situation. He knows what advantages his opponents have, and so it's all in his court to take control of the room again. He's going to be depending on Arena Yellow. Ooh, but he's been using that lift a whole lot. He does eat a rail, and most of that yellow armor is going to be taken away. He has 1 shred of that left, thanks to some shards earlier. No going silent here, but I think Purri knows exactly which angle he's going to be coming out of, and so Purri's going to be netting yet another frag. So DM1, you know, even at a very high level of play, it can create these kind of situations where one guy's in control for most of the map. And we saw Syanid, you know, and it all came down to the beginning there. Purri did not exactly get, you know, the chain gun ideal spawn, so he didn't have that given to him on a golden platter. But Syanid rushing that with SSG, he was just about a second too late, and actually if he got there just a hair earlier, we could be seeing a very, very different match here. But again, I don't want to take credit away from Purri because he's been doing a really fantastic job once again of just changing up the situation, making sure that he's attacking from a multiplicity of angles. Now we finally see Syanid sneaking in a rocket,